right, so this is the more advanced practice for our dependent clause. So as you can see here, apart from identifying the type of clauses that is being italicized, we also have to state its function. So for adjective and adverb, it's very straightforward, right? So for example, for number one, who is acknowledged as the best lecturer on campus and who has written numerous books? Who is our relative pronoun that is modifying the antecedent Dr. White? So this is our non-essential adjective clause, antecedent Dr. White. So there is only one possible function because it is adjective, right? So there is no doubt about this. It modifies nouns or pronouns. And same thing for number two. There is no doubt about which a wealthy alumna has offered to finance. Alumna is just a female version of alumnus, right? So if you graduated from a university, you are the alumna of that university or alumnus. So the which here is our relative pronoun, right? It's modifying the arts center, and it is actually our object of to finance. Okay, but either way, we know that this is adjective. It is non-essential. Okay, now the hard part is the noun clause, because our noun clause can have several different functions. It can either be the subject, right, which usually comes before verb, or it can be the direct object, which usually comes after transitive verb. So remember, transitive verb is a verb that needs a receiver that receives the action, right? Whereas predicate noun comes after intransitive verb or linking verb, like be verb. I am a teacher. A teacher would be predicate noun. And of course, object of the preposition would be the object that comes after the preposition, which is the last word of the prepositional phrase. An adverbial modifier is also very straightforward. It just modifies the verb. Okay, so now if we take a look at number three, that she could remember all of her grandmother's recipes. She wishes something. So wish is a transitive verb. So in this case, this is a noun clause that functioning as direct object. All right. And for number four, I'm going to use pink. When is my subordinator, right? So when Kara was a child, this is my adverbial clause. So there is no doubt about it. And it is modifying a verb. So some of you may wonder, well, isn't there a relative adverb of an adjective clause that modifies a time? So how do I differentiate between an adjective clause that starts with when and an adverbial clause that starts with when? So I can say the year 1988, when I was born, I don't know, was a year of I don't know, disasters. Okay, so that is a crappy sentence, but it serves my point. So you can see here, when I was born, this is actually an adjective clause because the when has to modify the antecedent, the year 1988. Okay. Whereas in number four, there is no antecedent for me to modify, and that is what makes it an adverb function. Okay, so we're going to do a few more. So if you take a look at number five is straightforward as well, right? Who are attending college? This is an adjective clause because it starts with a relative pronoun. And keep in mind that if your antecedent, which is students, is plural, the verb inside your adjective clause has to be plural as well. So this is essential. Adjective clause, modifying antecedent, students. Okay, so number 6, this is a good one. So for number 6, why he had arrived late. So do you see how this was the question? So in this case, this is our noun clause serving as the subject of the sentence because it comes before the verb. All right, and number 7, of course, this is non-essential adjective clause, right? So I'm going to use pink because we see the inserter comma and the antecedent is a proper noun, Jane Yolen, right? Same thing with number 8, right? You see which is always non-essential with the inserter commas because you are modifying a proper noun, which is very clear on its own. It is Bangladesh. Okay. And number 9. Number 9, this is a noun clause. So how do you know? Well, because like number 6, it comes at the beginning of the sentence. Does not concern him. And keep in mind that a noun clause as subject is always singular. Same thing with using Jared as subject. That would be singular. Okay, let's do the last one together. Do you remember where you put the car key? So this is a question noun clause. Do you remember this? It is serving as the direct object of what you remember and what you don't. Okay, and the rest would be pretty much the same. And that is it for this practice.